Hey, yo! It's Moonshine Oracle with an energy check-in for the Feminine Collective. I have made an executive decision, and I'm going to do the masculine and feminine energy check-ins on the new moon. Elements will be on the full moon. It's just after sitting and meditating and thinking on some things, just like I have to do what's the easiest for me, right? Because believe it or not, sometimes the energy just does not change every week. It just doesn't. And it's pointless to channel the same energy every day, every week. It is a thorn in my side, a pain in my ass, and I just don't want to deal with it. So you know what? It's going to be a once a month deal. Anywho, this is an energy check-in for the Feminine Collective. I do not care if this resonates with you because not everything is going to be your story. Not everything is going to resonate with you, and that is okay. Because there's somebody here that wants their story specifically to be picked up on, but they're afraid to leave a comment and say, that's not my story. And you know what? I really don't give a fuck. A troll is a troll. The trolls are going to troll at the end of the day. Moving on. And speaking of trolls, there are disclaimers in the description boxes of all the videos because I will not be dealing with anybody's triggered, unhealed bullshit. Get it, got it, good. Moving on. Feminines. Lord have mercy. Like, it's just a new moon in Cancer and stuff like that. And sometimes the energy of Cancer is just like sensory overload in the emotions department. Somebody here could have a Cancer placement and they just be a little bit on the distorted side of things, or better yet, they are getting hit with a crash course in the reality of things that they have caused. Jesus. It's like a heavy feel. It's like a cinder block that's on my chest right now. If you are like me, you could either be a full-blooded Native American, or you could be mixed like myself, right? Sometimes there's things we pick up on that others don't. Sometimes we're a little ahead of the game, and sometimes we're right on the nose as it's playing out, like just a minute before. And over like the last 5 to 7 years, I'm actually 3 to 5 years ahead. So it's just like, okay, because before all the witchy woo and all this other bullshit, from the time my grandmother passed away to present day, not only did my dreams have a little bit of prophecy to them, they would play out 6 months to a year later. So it was really not unheard of for me to experience a shit ton of deja vu. Somebody here really tried to control like an army of people in a manner of speaking, and the only way you would be able to do this shit is through some fucking heavy witchcraft. A classic example of this is the Bayhive. If you are a royal watcher, there is the Sussex Squad, and so on down that line. Taylor Swift has the Swifties, and so on down that line. I mean, it's just a hive mentality, so to speak. But some groups are a little more civil than others. The more, and I've noticed this immensely, a lot of these people, these groups, there's witchcraft over their fan base. And the only way this magic can stick to you like Velcro is if you are in your south node. You are distorted. You are like the definition of unhealed. And it kills me because some of these groups have fans that are performing the witchcraft and stuff like that on behalf of the person they are idolizing. Again, heavy magic at play, and the only way it is going to stick to you is if you are not in your North Node energy. The last few weeks, the message has been loud and clear. The line has been drawn in the sand. You're either where you need to be or you're not. There is no crisscrossing of this line. There's no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You either, like, you are 10 toes down on the side that you were on. But if you are idolizing other people, you are putting false gods before God, the creator, whatever it is you're wanting to call it. Like, I can't help you. I can't help you. Nobody can help you. Hang on, y'all. I feel my throat trying to close up. Because my thing is this. Getting this stuff off of folks, that is above my pay grade. My God. But at the same time, this is basically a bunch of destiny thieves. Like, I'm sorry. This is a destiny thief because nature has a way of recognizing who is where they are not supposed to be, in a manner of speaking. Nature always has a way of balancing that shit out. Nature has a way of balancing that shit out. If you are trying to get to where you are not supposed to be through sketchy means, you're going to be rejected at every turn. You're going to be met with hostility. You're going to be rejected, and so on down that line. Like, you're just going to be blocked until it sinks into your concrete lined skull what you have done. Because a lot of times it is not the person you destiny swapped with that's doing the magic. That's 100% karma at play. And you cannot put a person, like, you can't make another be accountable for your fuck shit and bullshit. You can't do it. But my thing is this. Where there is a destiny swapper, there is a sellout. They go hand in hand at this point. Because in order to stay in their spot, they have to sell out. Like, I'm talking sellouts. Sell out. We see parts of history repeating themselves, whether we want to or not. Like the whole t-shirt deal with the Buffalo Soldiers and all that jazz. I'm going to tell you this here and now. History is going to repeat itself in a form or fashion. And the only way they're going to be able to bring that army to life, in a manner of speaking, is through witchcraft. I.e. spell work over the collective of a certain fan base and weaponize them accordingly. And the only people who are waking up to that are the ones who are mentally sound and they can can easily tap into their north node. Well, what do I mean by mentally sound? The weaker the mind, the weaker the vessel. The weaker the mind, the weaker the vessel. The more unstable you are mentally, the easier it is for these entities to take hold of you, therefore making you easier to use for the powers that don't need to be right now. And I'm sorry, once you've sold out, there's no coming back from that. Like, you're genuinely stuck over there. Somebody here, Destiny Swap, like, they tried to sacrifice who they believe to be their counterpart. Problem is, that ain't it. They valued money, they valued clout, they valued what others had to say. They just didn't have the courage to follow their heart and let love lead the way. They just did not have the courage to do that because they're a slave to their ego. They are born karmic themselves. They had a chance to become divine, but they chose the material world. And it's like, you know what? I can't help you. Because a lot of times, the person you are meant to love, that is meant to love you for you, they don't always come in the most opulent of packaging. They don't. Although they make a decent living, they are not on the scene to be seen. If they create content and stuff like that, they're just not all over the goddamn place. It's like they make their posts, they create their content, post, and go. And so on down that line. I mean, it's just, they do what they do, but when you sit back and think about it, there's truly enough for everyone. There truly is. But the devil being the devil, oh God, it's just somebody completely entity run and stuff like that. But my thing is this. You have to be careful with who you idolize and stuff like that. A lot of us who are into history and stuff like that, we can read between the lines, but a lot of times the people who fail to connect the dots, they get mad at us for saying we should have warned them, we should have this, we should have that. Again, people like me are not respected by a lot of folks because we're not visually appealing enough. And you know what? I can't help you, because people will only take a warning, like they will only heed a warning when it comes from a person they respect. Which is why a lot of the messages often come, and the warnings come from a person you wouldn't typically respect. So that way when you go in the whole, why didn't you warn me? Technically you were, but you didn't listen. Oh, I can see one of these witches loud and clear. And you know what? The film Ghost Ship has been coming to mind on and off the last few weeks. It's a film that came out like 2004 or 2005. It's a horror film. This witch is going to lead a bunch of people to hell, and it's on purpose. Because again, the line is drawn in the sand And we are at the point of no return. Because her fans are attacking the Native community as we fucking speak. And it's really not a secret that certain supremacists want the Native DNA completely gone, wiped out. It's not a secret. It is not a secret. This witch, if you will, these celebrities, if you will, they're pawns on a chessboard. Like, their fan base is a different chessboard. There's a chessboard that's higher than that are these celebrities, influencers, and stuff like that. And then there's the elite chessboard. Pawns on a chessboard are nothing more than sacrificial lambs. Like, the king and queen of the lowest board is a pawn on the next board up, and it's like a domino effect. And that's why a lot of these elites avoid accountability, because the more they get to assist them with the outcome they want, knowing it's toxic, knowing it's wrong, the more people that help them, the more time it buys them to avoid karma. Like, if a person helps a person at the top, that karma gets sent to the person that helped them. Well, that person is now going through their karma. Like a group of 3 underneath that man, girl, whatever, whoever it is. There's 3 that say, oh, they need help, not knowing that it's karma. They assist. Well, now that karma gets divvied up between those 3. Those 3 folks just happen to be influencers, and they take their whatever to their platforms, and now their fan base is involved, and the karma just spreads like it's a domino effect, in a manner of speaking. It's like the passing of the buck, whether they know it or not, which is why you really have to be careful who you are backing in this day and age. Because a majority of the people that I've dealt with that have gotten pissed off at me for not being healthy, like just this bubbly, outgoing assistant, I'm here to help. Anybody who gets mad about stuff like that, that's your karmic. They want you to help them, so you take on their karmic debt. Do not let these asshats gaslight you out here. Looking at you, Virgo, Leo, and Pisces. Because y'all are the worst offenders on my radar at the moment. Now, I said what I said. And I better not have to repeat myself again. DJ out.